You should have seen him.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not. Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Vivian. I found it.
You found it. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did.
Ủa quên.
Or
Má
it's
hello mà quên bật mic.
She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an
Từ
entire
đây tới cuối hình như
realm
cũng còn mớ mà
trembled at the
Aki anh sợ
prospect
là
of
không
its
nổi quá chứ.
utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Chưa kịp đi tiếp cái nhiệm vụ tiếp theo là nó đã ra hết đã thêm cái nhiệm vụ trong cái thư của mình, lá thư của mình rồi nè. Mệt quá nhà. Xong rồi thằng con heo này, thằng Gav nó lại có thêm nhiệm vụ nè.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just Eda's baby will be coming soon.
Thằng Gav bây giờ lo cho con Eda nữa kìa.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way.
Không, mà con Eda nó đẹp thiệt.
Let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes.
Nhân vật nữ trong đây làm đẹp vậy.
So, what's the problem?
The problem is that Eda's due any day now. I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
Để coi Gav có cua được Eda không.
One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's nought lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Đã lại chắc cũng sẽ phải còn một cái nhiệm vụ về thằng Lubo. Đợt trước nó bị phát hiện ra là BR nó phải rời đi rồi.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Từ từ anh sẽ đi tới từng cái. Cái bản nhạc này nghe nó du dương thật.
Lawsman Hippocrates.
Mà em là kiểu giống như em biết chơi đàn cho nên là mấy bản này em có thể đánh được hết mà phải không?
I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed.
Anh nghĩ là làm hết xong rồi chưa có cái nhiệm vụ nào là nhiệm vụ của con Jill là phải làm sau cùng.
Lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Cảnh đó nên là cảnh coi sau cùng.
That you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace.
Cho nó thành một bộ phim đúng không? Nó thành sự ly biệt. Trước khi mà mình lên đường đóng con Ultima.
Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Còn nữa hả? Còn cái đứng tút trên mít đứng trên nữa hả? Nhiều nhiệm vụ vậy trời ơi. Hôm bữa mình nhớ mình làm một mớ mà.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen our son.
Mít Tân Trần là ở dưới à?
That crystal certainly don't bode well. But just think of all the secrets it must hold. Here, if you're planning on going up there.
Nó ở trên nè, không phải ở dưới à? À nhớ rồi.
I hear that you traveled to Ash. Did you by any chance recover the names of my...
I did.
If I may? bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body, nor any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces, like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you, Sid. I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
Mesmerize. Ôi, nhiều nhiệm vụ bên này thế.
Do you see that too?
Trời ơi, nhiệm vụ phụ điên người luôn á. Quần quá. Mấy chục cái thì con.
I'm scared.
Run like the wind.
Can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal. Oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Bahamut!
Đúng rồi. Hôm nay làm nhiều lắm hay sao, giờ buồn ngủ à? Sao sau này nó không có nghe cái nhạc đó nữa ta? Cái nhạc chiến thắng đó lại không nghe được nữa. Lâu lâu quýnh trận chiến nào lớn lắm mới được nghe hơn.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am. Or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Good day.
Má, cái dây chuyền cho Dancing Steel giảm 4,5 giây, mắc như chó, 85.000 ạ.
Certainly. Here you are. May we meet again?
Thôi, không cần lắm.
Mistakes. Here we are again. Carava, if you were a tortoise, Togo, where would you hide?
You're in your element. Have care.
It looks like we found him. If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Here, take a look at my wares. Take care.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Hang on, ở trong đây vẫn còn một cái nhiệm vụ nữa của thằng Zero à?
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, sir?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
It would not, but Ash is a big place.
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him...
Right.
You are much too kind. Go then, with my hopes. And may the firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the Third Chair first, shall we?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins. We do at least know where to find one.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, your grace. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield?
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Simúc.
There it is.
For House Rossfield.
Ê, nó tự đánh, nó tự chạy ra ngoài xong rồi bây giờ nó đi vô trọng, bây giờ mình phải đánh lại kìa. The fuck con này. À.
To me, boy.
Nó tự đi ra ngoài nữa kìa. Ây da. Nó tự đi ra ngoài xong mình đéo nhìn thấy nó mình đánh luôn.
There's a good boy. That's better. Too slow.
Hả?
Is this the Heartstone?
Oh, thank the Founder you were Griffin is slain then.
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us.
Đồ mới à? Cái bàn gì mới Ủa có không ta? Hay cái đó là cái vòng tay á, cái vòng tay nó mình mới được cho đó. Ủa không phải hả? Ủa anh tưởng nó là đồ trong đây chứ. Ồ, đồ chơi trong nhà. À no, Founder Graphs nè, 20 máu, 2 defense nè, Founder Graphs. Nó là đồ ở trên đây chứ không phải là di chuyển kia.
The bands suit you well.
Má còn khoảng 2 tiếng để chơi. End cái quần hôm nay chỉ có thể end được cái đống nhiệm vụ phụ này với lại mấy con hunting board là cao. Ngày mai end game.
And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff. Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's...
Vẫn còn một cái nhiệm vụ phụ ở cái thế giới này nữa chứ. Ghé qua chỗ này mua đồ cái đã. Thấy nó có cái dòng sáng còn chỗ mua đồ. Còn mấy bài nhạc nào mình chưa mua ta? Nãy giờ mình đi mình kiếm hết mấy chỗ này để mình mua rồi mà ta.
What are you looking
mình
for?
mua chưa? Thì là gì? Heaven Cloud phèn. Đi mua rồi.
Many thanks.
Bởi vì anh mới phải đi anh kiếm để anh mua nè. Sưu tập nhạc. Lubo, đúng rồi, đây là nhiệm vụ của Lubo.
Here to help me pack? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd...
If it's within my power to help you.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace, and if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved.
Of
course. Thank you, Clive.
Lubor!
What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. We need to evacuate. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. Well?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, the children stay with me for now. I need you to tell them to prepare for a full and immediate...
Understood.
I'll do what I can.
You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate. Know your place, bearer.
Yeah, man, I know my place. On your grave. Mua đồ trước đã, nhiệm vụ tính sau. Mua đồ là chạy hướng dưới này đúng không?
I think we'd better shut up. What's Lubor raving about now?
We do not know when the Akashic will strike, but we must be ready.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Có chiêu của Rift Sleep nè. Má giảm thời gian hồi Rift Sleep 0.5 giây. Em có xài cái này không?
Here you are. Thank you for your custom.
Mua nhạc thôi, chủ yếu là mua mấy bài nhạc, cần mấy bài nhạc.
You lied about being one of us. You have to listen to me. How long do we have until
Why do they always have to make such a... What do you want?
To pass on an important... There's been an ether flood. Out in the camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akash. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing...
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading... You may believe his lies, my...
But why would he lie about something
Some twisted attempt at... If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected. A great honor for one he might well feel aggrieved.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore...
You may not trust me. If there is any chance, there isn't. You can now be off with you.
Để tụi nó chết đi. Để tụi nó chết đi đúng không? Nếu mà là anh sẽ ngồi trên nóc của tòa thành này, ngồi tụi nó bị tàn sát khoảng một nửa đi, rồi bắt đầu tụi nó sẽ tin với mình thôi.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Furder.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be true. The bloody which means the town guard can't be counted on for support, but I can. You only have to...
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for...
Victor?
I couldn't abandon a friend, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
Lubor bị chọi đá. Bị ném cà chua vô đầu à?
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
It's you who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run! Run! Far away!
Run!
Just go on!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Go on, then.
Go on! Go! Just go! Just go!
Lubor.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Go. Come on.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we have heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it that now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct,
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has. The town guard will muster at the north gate. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of, and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers and the command of our men in yours, Ferda.
Consider it done. As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside and tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained.
Very well.
Where do I fit into this plan? Where else but the most perilous I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile main host is most likely still there. And Dalamil will not be safe until...
A little gardening.
I doubt it. I have a feeling the...
Luckily.
So you... All right then. Now it's simply a matter...
Looks like everyone's ready.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
We can't leave a single one alive. To me, boy! That hurt, Torgal. To me, boy!
À.
Fine hand.
Nice try.
Hậu quá.
To me, boy!
League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What?
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated.
Hello Hope.
We need not fear
Anh nghĩ
the
là hôm nay
arrival
chưa
of
ending
any
game được đâu
more.
Hope. Hôm nay anh sẽ đi làm nhiệm vụ phụ với lại đánh boss. Nhưng mà nhiệm vụ phụ hay lắm.
We bloody... Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. We only hope that you...
We need you, Lubor.
We need you,
If you
Lubor.
would still like to be considered for the...
You do remember...
We do. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to... If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, unity is the key to defending Dalimil. When that time comes, I will...
Of course.
And... you will accept that the mistreatment of bearers must... Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do.
We agree to your conditions.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. How fickle fate can... Not so long ago I had resigned myself to leave, and now, here.
Cho cái gì nhiều nhiều xíu nha.
Lubor, fear not. You are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as a... I'll make sure they're...
I don't doubt that you...
Can't have all your hard work going to...
Happy ending cho... Thí dụ cho 2-3 bài nhạc gì đó để anh hoàn thành con mẹ nó đi. Cái nịch. Nhạc cái nịch. Đây là chamber rồi nè, impose. Sao toàn ba ra nó cho toàn bá chứ gì đâu không à. Anh nghĩ là hình như là 1 chỗ, 2 chỗ, 3 chỗ, ở đây có 4 chỗ bán đồ anh mua hết rồi phải không ta? Check lại chỗ này cái nữa đi. Giờ đi tới mỗi map có bao nhiêu chỗ bán đồ cứ đi check hết coi coi là còn chỗ nào. Về chỗ này hồi nãy check rồi, thôi ok. Alright. Éo mệt lắm. Đời mỗi một map toàn 3-4 cái nhiệm vụ phụ không à. Anyway, anh xuống nhà anh ăn cái rồi anh lên tiếp nha. Anh sorry hô bè vô coi mà anh phải xuống nhà xíu tại vì hôm nay ba anh muốn ngồi ăn nói chuyện với anh chút. Nên anh xuống khoảng 15 phút hay là gì đó rồi anh lên nha. Cảm ơn vì đã thông cảm. Anh sẽ để màn hình ở đây cho mọi người nhìn màn hình xíu nha. Ok, thank you. Alo, alo, ủa, nãy giờ... Đâu? Nãy giờ hô bè nó không ấy à. Anh nói là anh xuống nhà một xíu mà hô bè nó không nghe, nó tưởng là anh đi ngủ quên. Nào, tiếp tục nào.
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gated hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
You look like you could do with a drink. You come back and visit, all right?
Delay nhiều không? Yeah, mấy biết em bị delay á chứ. Anh có để cái ấy của anh đây, anh thấy nó delay có khoảng tầm 1 giây một giây hơn xíu à. Ủa, anh có một cái nhiệm vụ gì đó ở đây.
How do? There you go.
Có nhạc phải mua.
Take care out there, eh?
Just because the heavens have gone to Rackaroon,
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Ok vậy man, tại sao nó chỉ cái nhiệm vụ nằm đó mình lại mình đứng mình không thấy cái nhiệm vụ gì hết vậy man? Ở đây à?
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
But if it's fancies you're after...
Was a silver chocobo seen?
Oh, yes.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Whoever's idea it was to take them.
Look, Dad. It's shining so brightly.
How do? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone.
I'm looking for a silver...
If that's the case, no one has seen a silver. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. If any are still out there,
You're probably right. A silver chocobos.
Silver chocobo something. Đi làm cái nhiệm vụ khác nào. Nãy nghe tiếng ngáy ngoài gì anh xuống anh tắt mic làm gì ra tiếng ngáy men. Phát hồ bè. Phát du. Cái hoàng. Goblin Weaver. Ủa, cái gì đây? Tại sao có mấy con goblin?
That's better. Means well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
Ê quạo nha, cái nhiệm vụ mò kim đáy bể này là sao đây? Đi kiếm bình dầu rồi không chấm lên, người ta đi kiếm mình mỗi bãi lầu luôn à.
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish.
Rồi, xong rồi. Ủa, sao cái đường này ở đây nó vẫn còn bị cấm xuống vậy ta? Anh chưa mở cái đó ra. Xuống dưới đây coi đi cái đã. Giống như cái đường này chưa đi nhiệm vụ hay là cái gì? Open World Map. For what? Ồ, cái đường này nó chưa cho đi. The hell. Mấy dạo này mình cũng bị mù đường nặng.
Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. We'll overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. Perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
Mình đi thăm mộ của ba mình nè. Của phụ thân mình. Cái nón của ông kìa.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
and to a new beginning.
Ủa? Thì lúc nào trả vậy? Từ nãy tới giờ rồi mà. Đờ heo. Map này chỉ có một chỗ mua đồ này thôi.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you were a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy.
Chọc chó.
I wasn't being serious.
You two go on without me. I doubt that boat will hold a third.
If you're sure, we won't be long. Hop in, boy. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you.
5 ghiu để heo.
Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. In Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting.
Đây là cái nhà cây mà hai đứa nó hồi nhỏ thường hay trốn tới đây. Và có cái con Togo này từ khi mà nó lạc khỏi mấy cái này, nó lúc nào cũng đi tìm kiếm về cái nơi này, xong rồi nó mang những cái vật dụng kỷ niệm về đây như vậy.
So I don't forget either.
Đủ thứ hết á. Có nghĩa là trong khi thằng Clive thì hoàn toàn muốn quên về quá khứ, còn trong khi cái con này thì nó cứ đi kiếm thằng này miết. Mặc dù nó bẫy trọ nhưng mà sau đó nó không quên.
All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going.
Một chút ký ức trên đường đi làm nhiệm vụ phụ để trước khi mà kết thúc trò chơi vào ngày mai. Bởi vậy có streamer này mới có những cái thước phim mà nhiệm vụ phụ hay như vậy, chứ ai như streamer phè nghẽ nào đó. Kêu nó đi nhiệm vụ phụ nó cứ phải rush content, không biết để chi nữa. Mà ít nhất lẽ ra là nó cũng nên giống như là nó đi nhiệm vụ phụ cái lúc mà một mình á, chứ không phải là ấy gì đâu, để mình đã biết được tất cả những cái cốt truyện này. Cái nhiệm vụ phụ nó còn một đống cốt truyện nhỏ liên quan mật thiết tới cái trò chơi này luôn. Okay, off we go. Mataret. Chạy từ trên đây xuống đi, Expo xuống đi. Này là mình đi kiếm con Silver Chocobo thì phải.
Tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change. More tracks. And these look fresh. A chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
Con chocobo màu bạc, không biết là mình có phải đấm nhau với nó không, hay là mình chỉ có thể đơn thuần là mình...
I don't hear anything.
Có cái lông này á. Dễ dàng vậy sao?
Well, I'll be damned.
Thế con chocobo của mình là không được tính là con màu bạc hả? Hay là nó chỉ là một con màu trắng bình thường thôi?
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back together before they change their minds.
Sao mình không thể là đơn thuần là bứt lông của con chocobo của mình là được rồi ta? Đã hết nhiệm vụ ở khu vực này. Lost Wing.
Let's go. Back to the stables, girl. Quentin. I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from...
Hopefully. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
North Reach thì hôm qua là mình đã tới đây mình mua hết đồ rồi, cho nên so far là chắc là không còn nữa. Có 2 nhiệm vụ ở đây. Một nhiệm vụ dưới đây, một nhiệm vụ trên đây. Yep. Mà phải xong hết mấy cái nhiệm vụ này mới mở nhiệm vụ của con Jill hả ta? Anh còn chưa thấy cái nhiệm vụ nào nói chuyện với Jill luôn á Aki. Ồ là cái nói chuyện với Joshua á hả?
Ready, go? Quiet.
Em nghĩ con này lụm được cái giải mà Best Music không? So far until now anh thấy Zelda cũng không có nhạc hay.
This be Nickelberg.
Square Enix. Nickelberg.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah.
Did you heed the call? No, to be honest, what are you doing here?
It is my home.
You keep saying that.
They came to perform the rite. Just as King Barnabas, this village, where they shall cast their shoals upon the gentle waters and
give them some.
Oh, Lord, let us be free us from the...
They want to be sick. Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come here?
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me.
I am. And so at Lord Rosfield.
That's right, and you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill.
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, you have seen them at their prayers. Have you... They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never, praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him with all of the... I too swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... And so I would see it through to the end, see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand what their dream is?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is... Forgive me, my lord. But I must remain here. Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out what.
Một lý do gì đó anh thấy cái thằng này nó ngu ngu kiểu gì á. Rồi xong. Aether Flood là nguyên cái làng này bị biến thành Akashic.
An Aether Flood. There must be something. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
This one.
What now?
Oh, damn.
We meet again. I I've killed your kind before.
Oh.
Nice try. I needed that. Nice try.
À, bật nhầm Tetsuken rồi. Má là gì bật nhầm tiêu bật rồi.
Nice try. Too slow.
Ra ngoài đây đứng men. $211.000.
Damn it. Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation. By devoting
Có
themselves
gì lù đù đứng cho đánh gì, cái đó là khi mà nó bị stagger á hô bà. Khi mà nó bị stagger em có cái combo em có thể ngưng động thời gian lại một xíu á để giữ cái thời gian nó bị stagger nó nằm một chỗ cho em đánh full combo.
And gave me a cause to believe in. A duty.
Chứ cái lúc mà nó Hồi về kêu là boss lù đù đứng cho đánh. Tại vì hồi nãy anh sử dụng risk shift đúng theo cái cách mà em nói đó, cho nên là anh có nhiều thời gian lắm, execute đủ combo luôn, nhưng mà anh chỉ không có bật cái nộ lên thôi.
Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Anh đang suy nghĩ không biết có thay cái Lightning Rod bằng cái gì khác ngon hơn hay không, hay là Lightning Rod vẫn là ngon nhất. Lightning Rod thì mình đặt ngay người nữa. Lightning Rod thì đúng ra là mình đặt ngay người nó, lúc đó là mình phơ hết một đống chiêu vô mặt nó thì nó burst thêm đam lên. Rồi xong. Thằng này hy sinh chỉ vì một cái ý tưởng ngu ngốc là để bọn này tìm được cái Salvation, và Salvation đó là bọn này biến thành Akashic hết luôn. Cực.
They are saved. Founder, I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He
Thank you, my lord. He remained in...
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg.
If you could not save him...
The villagers, they were... believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their will. Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life...
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Sid would agree. He wanted to build a world where people could die on their own terms.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them, for better or worse. That is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that we of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants, and this was his will. The ultimate expression of it.
I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course, I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ,
that's alright.
Yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success.
Ồ, thêm một cái nữa hả? Vậy là để chế cái vòng tay cuối cùng rồi.
I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Oh yeah. Một cái clay heart nữa, ok. Hình như là trong cái bộ mà Dragon Quest á, mấy cái vật liệu mà của Orihancom này cũng là cái vật liệu mà cao cấp cuối cùng mà phải không ta? Vẫn còn một cái nhiệm vụ nữa ở Isla. Tại vì hồi xưa lúc mà còn nhỏ đó, nếu mà em đọc mấy bộ truyện của Kim Đồng dịch á, thì là mấy cái vật liệu Ori Honeycomb này là cũng là mấy cái vật liệu ngon nghẻ của Dragon Quest. Kiếm hay là khiên mà làm từ vật liệu Ori Honeycomb lúc nào cũng là đồ cuối hết á. Sắp tới mà cái Dragon Quest mới ra nè, sắp tới tháng 9 này ra nè. Bộ mà của thằng Adventure of Die á, là cái kiếm của nó, cái kiếm hình như là cũng là cái kiếm Ori Honeycomb thì phải. Xưa thấy nhà xuất bản Kim Đồng dịch như vậy á, để biết đúng hay không nữa.
Run like the wind. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Akashic Linwood. Zantex again. Tiện luôn nha. Không dây dưa làm gì cả, mất thời gian. 85.000. Sao? Ủa, cái gì đây? Oh, hai đứa này nó ra tới cái con rồng nhỏ nhỏ ngoài đây à?
Here they are.
Rồi, đã hết nhiệm vụ ngoài rìa. Bây giờ chúng ta về đây trả những cái nhiệm vụ này nào.
Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your...
Of course he has.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing. He asked if I might have a solution. And I said,
one of your...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw? Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in there. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses, they have all agreed to make the most generous. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumour has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of blood...
It was more of a hand.
Well, the old battle axe was... She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next... And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves. Now, I must be getting back. Join us there at your earliest convenience.
Of course.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic? You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as...
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a bandicoot. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent...
Perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow field. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your... Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the like. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond.
Us? I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a
criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine,
upstanding.
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm, and to do that we must convince those in power. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine if we show them the path. The fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not...
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, let's move. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by... Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you... Well,
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its Sacrandal. And there is... I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will.
Tại là cái gì được không?
What do you think that thing is?
Rồi, cho thằng Giáp cái lông bạc.
Clive, how'd you get on?
Any luck?
Rồi đi tán tỉnh Edda đi.
Crystals, crap, where in the hell?
It's a long...
Right there on the road to East.
Everything up there's the empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I...
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on East Pole's door. They'll find a new home. After all, that's what us endangered anyway. What matters is, you managed to nick us one, and now all that's left is...
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as... And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with.
But it weren't your Avis. I slew one of my own.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit.
Don't speak too soon.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able...
I will, I should go and see if Edda's...
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself.
Ôi, còn thiếu nhiều nhạc quá vậy. The hell? thiếu tận 5 bài. Fuck. Đừng nói với anh là phải qua new game cộng mới kiếm đủ nha.
Found the flowers you were looking for. You did? I think. You did indeed. You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Oh, it's no trouble.
Freaking me. Anh còn thiếu tận 5 bài lận mà nãy giờ anh đi dò mấy chỗ mua rồi, anh mua hết rồi. Một bài là ở trong cái quà cuối cùng của cái điệp thì không nói rồi nè.
Your Highness.
No.
Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates? No. Not after everything I have taken. Countless, all because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt, but were I to meet with him again and see...
Then that is all the more reason to test your resolve. Prove to yourself.
I must, at the very least, offer him... Very well, then.
Follow me.
Follow me. Wow. Ngồi bè ngồi cười bữa giờ đi kiếm nhạc kiếm thấy mợ luôn, làm nhiệm vụ phụ các kiểu. Shit. Thiếu tận 5 bài. Thế quái nào?
Even now, I hesitate to approach him.
What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail?
Hello Trang. Giờ mới vào vào trễ vậy, ngày mai mà vào trễ vậy là hết phim đó nha.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I
mà Trang
see
hình như thứ bảy với cũng đi làm phải không? Mai đừng quên nha, ngày mai tập cuối á. Tối nay là anh đi hết nhiệm vụ phụ, đánh hết boss, xong rồi anh sẽ ngưng. Để ngày mai qua tập cuối.
Just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm.
Hả? Sao em?
For only then shall I be deserving of it.
À, chật vật lắm mới quay lại đó được à?
As you wish, Your Highness.
Nếu vậy cái lúc mà Clive còn nhỏ, Clive cũng có được tất cả các chiêu luôn à?
Your return.
Nếu vậy là chỉ có lúc lớn thôi.
Our roots do not define us. I wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seed.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why? These flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this, that one day you may put down.
Oh. When that day comes, thank you, Harpocrates.
Bahamut Mercy. Reduce Giga Flare cooldown 6 giây kìa, nhưng mà không cần. Dù sao mình cũng không có dùng Giga Flare quá nhiều lần, mình chỉ dùng Giga Flare khi nào mà nó bị stagger thôi. Concern for Jill nè. Nói chuyện với Joshua, concern for Jill nè. Đó, anh bảo mà đó là nhiệm vụ cuối cùng mà. Đây nó cuối cùng là hợp lý rồi. Má anh sợ tối nay không biết kịp anh đánh con hunting board hay không nữa. 10 giờ hơn con mẹ nó rồi. Nhiệm vụ phụ hơn 2 tiếng đồng hồ, gần 3 tiếng đồng hồ từ hôm qua tới bây giờ chưa xong. Shit. Không, chính xác rồi, do anh ngồi anh coi nhiều quá.
Mid.
Anh live gần 3 tiếng rồi mà chưa tính tới hôm qua đó hả bè?
Tell me.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again.
15 phút mà mày
I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0 and a cogwheel. Just years that small are a bastard to make, and I...
Wait, the children. When they took apart, now that I think about it,
The young'uns? But why would they... I'll keep working on the model. You...
Còn nữa hả? Con heo này. Mày đi tự kiếm giùm tao được không? Tại sao tao cứ phải đi kiếm mấy cái đồ lặt vặt cho mày vậy? Con biết.
Sid!
She wasn't hiding. She's just busy working on it.
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us...
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something. A brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you forgot.
We saved it. Just...
So bring it here, boy.
Since your lesson, we've been
Gì 180.000, dữ vậy?
Reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds.
180.000 má lên level cao bỏ mẹ luôn.
That's Good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all?
Yeah,
That's all
man.
for now. But I'll let Mid...
Thanks, Sid.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Well, did they have it?
They did. And they kept it.
Will it work?
What exactly are you going to...
Only the most The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right... Well...
Con này mà nó chế airship thì sau này sẽ có DLC được đi airship. Đi airship kiếm Leviathan.
That should do it.
Hợp lý mà.
Here goes nothing.
Mặc dù đây chỉ là một cái mô hình nhỏ thôi, nhưng mà từ từ nó sẽ chế được cái real airship.
Titan's tits.
Má vãi cả Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes.
YouTube lắc thế kia chat mãi không ra đâu. Chat ra anh thấy 2 cái luôn mà lắc đâu. Anh ở đây anh thấy bình thường mà. Coi chừng mạng bên em á.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, I felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were 2 ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this.
Chat Discord có cái thôi mà. Right.
Right.
Right. Ê, lại back.
When this is over, I'm going to take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm going to bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in.
I'm sure you do.
Bây giờ mình cần tới cái infirmary để coi thằng Gav nó cưa cẩm con Edda. Sau đó là mình đi làm nhiệm vụ của Jill. Oh no. Thằng heo heo này vẫn còn đứng đây chưa dám vô.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is...
Wrong? No, nothing like that.
Go on, please. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that... Oh,
I thank you.
If there's anything you need.
I will.
Fancy a swift off.
I could be convinced.
Vậy là rốt cuộc thằng Gav lại không cưa cẩm được con Edda gì hết à?
Don't you think you've had enough?
No, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about
that. Thằng Gav thích con Edda thật rồi, nhưng mà thằng Gav không dám nói gì hết. I'm gonna be a father.
After me 10th name day.
Shit.
My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions. Stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Đã được hấp đâu, từ từ men.
Your brother.
Thấy tới đây còn chưa đụng được tới con nhỏ, tặng được con nhỏ cho con cái món đồ xong chạy đi luôn, không nói không rằng gì hết, ra đây buồn sầu nốc rượu nữa chứ.
When the time comes.
I get your room and your sword.
Phải lòng.
I may have had one too many.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. I'll get back to work anyway. Clyde.
What is it?
Thanks.
I know.
With the meat. Alright, boys, here's the last one.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ồ, Jill nó đang đứng đâu đây thôi à? Hang on. Here be Rossfields. Ủa không? Jill nó đang ở đây nè.
I'm sorry.
There's nowhere been spared.
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of.
Then why not ask someone who...
Someone at the backyard.
Đi tới đây đã xong rồi, bây giờ lại phải đi về Hideaway. Hell.
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Hang rồi. Ghế ông này coi có cần chế món đồ nào nữa không đã.
So will it be?
Cái này lại yếu hơn cái tay mà mình đang dùng. Đâu cái găng tay mà cái gì cái vòng tay mà ông bố của mình để lại cho mình mạnh hơn.
And
say what you will. Lady Karen has seen our...
Thua có 3 điểm à. Đâu có, máu 18 điểm lận. Cho nên là anh mới không đổi chứ.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies...
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not... I reckon both have similar climbs and the right elevation.
Right.
Did you learn where we...
The gardener here mentioned the royal meadows in
the fields beyond Northridge. I recalled that she kept the record of our... So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew.
Whose shores border the meadows.
Dun 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 dun.
And what can I do for you?
Got any more of those special elixirs?
I hear the Dukes agreed to let us keep
We've
our
got
land.
more pips than a Vale's got pats. Seems the Duke's had a change of heart.
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed... Do be careful.
I will.
Come on. The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Look, brother.
See them?
I do.
Ah.
The flowers and our friends.
Con thú cưỡi là con chocobo. Con chocobo không phải con đà điểu nha. Con chocobo là một con chocobo. Nó không phải là đà điểu. Ôi à.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Ấy.
Only one way to find out.
Nó là con gà. Lùi vô đây xíu nào.
Help me, boy.
Too slow. Nice try.
Ai á? Ai á? Bấm hụt kìa. Ai á? Ấy, lại còn cả new enemy approach. Một 100.000 đam là nó quẹo rồi, còn mấy con nhỏ nữa không? Giang hồi xưa chắc đâu có bao giờ chơi trò đua xe gà đâu nè. Ở đây tuổi thơ hồi xưa ngoài Akira có ai biết đua xe gà không? Hô bè biết đua xe gà là gì không?
That was harder than I expected. But Founder, she'll love them.
Chỗ em gọi là đua xe thú hả? Đúng rồi, đúng anh cũng có nhớ là hồi xưa có đứa gọi là đua xe thú. Xóm tụi anh thì toàn gọi là đua xe gà thôi. Tại vì con đầu tiên lúc nào cũng là con Chocobo.
As they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Giờ em tải giả lập về vẫn chơi được. Anh vẫn thích nhất là con rồng, tới khi mà em unlock được con rồng xong cái em búp điểm cho con rồng ngon lắm. Anh thích con rồng mà tại vì mặc dù con squall nó điểm nhiều hơn, tăng được điểm nhiều hơn, đua ngon hơn này nọ, nhưng mà con rồng nó bay. Con rồng nó tránh được mấy cái trap mà nằm dưới đất.
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's not here.
Đúng rồi, con rồng vẫn bị con squall chém.
But how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many.
Khúc này hay nè Jill. Lộn, Giang.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you.
Đấu trường thú hả? Đấu trường thú thì đúng rồi, đấu trường thú là Bloody Raw đúng không ta? Bloody Raw đúng không? Hồi xưa là mình chơi phần 2 là ngon nhẹ nhất. Ngoài ra thì có phần 4 nữa.
In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped. So lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Priceless. Shiva's Kiss 7.5 thời gian hồi Diamond Dust luôn. Yeah, ok, join hand làm cái quần què gì nữa. Save you for the last rồi man. Bây giờ là chúng ta sẽ về đây. Sau đó chúng ta nhận quà, sau đó chúng ta sẽ nghỉ. Ngày mai chúng ta sẽ đi đập mini boss, đập tụi hunting board, sau đó là chúng ta sẽ đi đập luôn, nhai đầu luôn cả con boss cuối. Nhưng mà hình như là từ ngày mai tới khi mà nhai đầu con boss cuối là hơi bị xa luôn á. Biết 2 tiếng kịp không ta?
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. You earned this.
Full rồi đó.
All done?
All done. Còn 3 con cuối cùng, một con S, một con A, 2 con A. Không biết 3 con cuối cùng này có gì. Behemoth King á hả? Vậy là như em nói là dư cái Orion con. Giờ mấy đứa chơi ngu thì cũng đâu đập được con đó.
Still alive, are ya? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Come again.
Fuck. Anh vẫn không biết là bài 4 bài nhạc kia anh thiếu ở đâu ta. Thôi, ok, cảm ơn các bạn đã vào coi stream của anh. Hôm nay mình tới đây thôi, ngày mai sẽ là ngày mà mình kết thúc series của Final Fantasy nha. Anh hy vọng là ngày mai kết thúc hết, đừng có lâu quá được rồi. Chắc không lâu đâu. Ủa, vẫn còn thiếu 2 món à? World Memories vẫn còn thiếu 2 món à? Anh làm thiếu cái gì ta? Nhiệm vụ phụ làm hết rồi mà. Check ra gặp thằng kia, check đi đã. Từ từ check thằng kia cái coi là còn nhiệm vụ phụ nào mà mình bỏ lỡ hay không nè. Từ khúc này đập con Ultima tới khúc cuối 2 tiếng là kịp không Aki? Tại vì bây giờ xong cái này là lên đường là đi kiếm con Ultima luôn á. Mac 4 Origin luôn đó.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Here you go.
Hết rồi, hết nhiệm vụ phụ rồi đó.
Always something in there.
Ok, thôi vậy nha. Anh xin phép chào mọi người nha. Anh đi đây, nhớ ngày mai vô coi tập cuối nha. Ngày mai quên là coi như là chỉ có coi lại thôi đó nha. Cảm ơn đã ủng hộ stream của anh. Cảm ơn mấy cậu. Cảm ơn Jen, cảm ơn Hope nhiều. Bye bye, chúc tụi em một ngày vui vẻ.